Hey everyone, welcome back to another Jurassic World Alive video, and finally we got the patch notes for 1.9, and boy do we have a doozy over here. So a lot of super exciting stuff. Let's get right into it. So again, like most patch note videos, I'm gonna break this down to two parts. One part is just like the new functions, the new dinos and all that, and then the second part will just be all about the battle stuff, the moves, the balance changes and all that stuff. So anyways, let's get into this. So the biggest thing for 1.9 is we got a story mode, basically. The campaign, we have a campaign. So basically the campaign has 9 chapters mapped out in various environments. It's a bunch of missions, so it's basically a story mode, and then you get a bunch of rewards that you can only get for the first time you clear, which makes sense, obviously. And then the deeper you get into the campaign, the harder it gets. The first few chapters / lessons, you know, it's just really basic stuff. Your battle tutorial and all that is all in there, but then the deeper you go, the more harder it gets, and then the better rewards you get, right? So that makes sense. Moving on to Sanctuary improvements and Cenozoic Creatures. So now Cenozoic Creatures can be placed in the Sanctuary. So, you know, that's all the Cenozoic Creatures. And then now at level 20 Sanctuaries will now give double the DNA rewards, which is, that's pretty crazy compared to level 1. Oh, it's compared to level 1. I thought it was like double the rewards compared to like what level 20 Sanctuaries were. So, you know, still not bad, still not bad. I'm not complaining. Still good stuff. And then you can now tap the creature in the closure view to go in care view for that creature. Alright, so you know, that's pretty cool. And then they also made it easier to visit multiple remote sanctuaries via your alliance's list of shared sanctuaries, as each time you exit you will return to your previous context. So yeah, instead of the map, so wherever you go to visit the sanctuary you go back. So it's really it's easier to you know, look between sanctuaries in your alliance list. So it's, you know, you just go back to your alliance sanctuary list. So there's that as well. Moving on, world exploration, reducing the presence of daily creatures on the map. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of this. So they say they spawn way too much, and I mean, they do spawn a lot, but their solution, they say they're going to decrease the presence of those daily creatures by 20 to 40%. Yeah, that's a lot, man. 20 to 40% is a huge decrease. So, I mean, since they're going to do that, guys, this is the last Sunday to stock up on any Ankylosaurus DNA, because if it's a 40% nerf, even if, you know, take the middle, 30% nerf, you won't be seeing them too often in the future. So, yeah, stock up on your Ankies, your Darwins, or whatever else you need. Yeah, this nerf is going to be kind of oof. Also Rex Gen too. Among, you know, there's a lot of great daily creatures that you need. Marsupial got hybrid as well, so. Anyways, moving on. New creatures were small, rebalancing. So obviously they had new dinos, or you know, creatures, or whatever you want to call them, and then they're added to the map as well. And then they're also slightly rebalancing the migrations as well. Moving on, ability updates we're gonna leave for the next video, you know, to talk about all these new moves and passives and stuff. We got a lot of interesting stuff here, like Cautious Strike. There's a lot of really stuff, cool stuff here. Mutual Fury, ugh. Very complicated. So anyways, let's get into the new creatures. So we got, first of all, we got ENTELODON. So this is the dire pig / whatever you want. This is the pig, right? So this is, oh, they even call it the Frenzy Terminator pig is here. So they call it a self-boosting rare fierce bruiser. With access to the all-new Mutual Fury, this risky creature boosts everyone's damage with 122 speed and Mutual Fury active. ENTELODON can outspeed a Velociraptor while having reliable damage, dealing with definite strike, defensive rampage, and it's immune to stuns. This thick-skinned and bulky rare fierce creature has higher than average damage that can increase to Trigosaurus levels of damage with Mutual Fury, and ENTELODON can be swapped in deliberately thanks to its swap and heal facing this aggressive boar, nullify it, or benefit from damage boost to take it down. If all else fails, rending and damage over time are a boon. So for those of you who don't know, we'll just go over the moves that they mentioned in these dinos. So Mutual Fury is, what it does is cleanse, it increases damage by 50%, 1 turn for the opponent, and then 2 turns for yourself. So it's basically, it's a trade-off. You boost your opponent's attack as well as your own, and you also cleanse, and then you also increase your speed. So this is actually really good. So even though you're boosting your opponent, especially if you're slower, and then that 10% speed gets you to be faster than your opponent, then if you can make sure a ferocious boosted whatever next move you're using can kill your opponent, you can just go for this. It's gonna cleanse yourself, it's gonna make you faster than your opponent, and you're gonna get a 50% damage boost. And this is a high risk, high reward. Well, I wouldn't say, you know what, I take that back. It's not a high risk, high reward move. It's like a sniper. Like, you have to wait for that opportunity when you can use that move to basically one-shot your opponent next turn, and you'll do that, right? So that's Mutual Fury. Oh, I skipped over the turtle. So we got CARBONEMYS here. They call it the highly armored epic resilient healer. So the armored turtle makes its debut in the Jurassic World. This epic creature is a meta changer. Base armor is no longer restricted to capping at 60% with high health and whopping 60% armor. This creature is one of the best on the defensive front. Oh my goodness, high health, 60% armor. That's crazy! And then this, its heavy shell makes it rather slow and weak. However, CARBONEMYS has access to superior vulnerability, dig in, and devastation. All 3 are new moves, which I guess we'll just have to go through them. Facing the armored turtle, rending attacks, armor piercing, and defense shattering attacks are your best bet. So, this is pretty crazy. 60% armor with high HP. What the heck? Okay, superior vulnerability dig-in is an absolutely busted move. So, no. Superior vulnerability is an absolutely busted move. Dig-in is a separate move, which I personally don't think is that great. So let's go over superior vulnerability. It cleanses distraction, inflicts vulnerable immediately. Vulnerable lasts until the end of the next turn. Speed decreased 50% for 1 turn. Attacks times 1. This does so much stuff. So you cleanse distraction, it inflicts vulnerable, and for what? It's basically 2 turns, I guess. So the reason why this one is so good because it inflicts vulnerable immediately in comparison to exploit wound. You inflict it immediately. Well, I think exploit wound. No, I think exploit wound might inflict it after. But anyways. I'll have to read through the exploit wound text, but this one you inflict immediately, so you're gonna have that 1 times damage at the end already have the vulnerability applied to it, and also slows them as well. Like, holy crap, this move does so much in just this one move. And then moving on to dig in, if I could find it anywhere. Dig in. It's cleanse self, increase speed 10% for 2 turns, shield 50% for 1 turn, heal 25% of max HP. So that's dig in. I really don't think it's that great. I mean, for something like the turtle, I mean, you're getting a shield of 50% on top of the 60% armor, and then you have high HP, and then you heal 25%. That's actually pretty good. And also you cleanse and increase speed. But you know, overall, I don't think it's that great of a move. But like, if you put it on the turtle, like, oh, that's pretty crazy. So there's that. And devastation. Devastation is just rampage, but like better. It's a 3 times bait. It's just normal damage. I think 2 turn delay and 1 turn cooldown, so it's not too much to talk about. Moving on to the KELENKEN. KELENKEN, I think it was like this other kind of terror bird-ish kind of thing. So there's that, I guess. So this one they call the cunning, fast dodging, rare damage dealer. So the description for it: speedy, rare KELENKEN has access to swap and dodge, sidestep, and rake and claws. Basically your Phosphoractus kit or whatever it's called. Very similar. And then with speed that surpasses that is Phosphoractus. This one trades in a bit of its sister's HP for the mix of damage and evasion. that is possible with evasive strike. Its high speed is reliable because it is immune to decel. So it's faster than the Terrorbird, the other Terrorbird, and then it has a bit more damage but with less HP, and it's immune to deceleration. So automatically this one is just better than the other one. It is rare, so like there's that. And yeah, there's not too much to talk about this. I don't think it's particularly interesting. I mean, it really depends on its stats. It could be either really good or just meh. So we'll have to wait on the stats for that. So then we got some Sanctuary exclusives. These we already know of. Allo Gen 2, Nasutoceratops. We already have these out already. The only way to get them at the moment is just from a Sanctuary, so that's why they call them Sanctuary exclusives. I think their plan for these Sanctuary exclusives is just to like release them as an event every once in a while, and then some folks will have enough to guard them, and then they'll put them in the Sanctuary, and then other folks can get its DNA from the Sanctuary, then create it, then they could put them in the Sanctuaries as well. Like it's sort of like a multiplying effect. Like that, right? So yeah, anyways, new hybrids. So as you can see right straight off the bat from the graphics, got Indominus Gen 2 and Indoraptor Gen 2, which is that's pretty crazy. So let's not get to those yet. Let's start from the other ones. So we got PHORUSAURA. So this one is Myosaur plus PHORUSAURA. I can't even speak. Oh my goodness. This legendary hybrid combines the mobility of the Myosaur parent with the sidestep, attack, and speed of the PHORUSAURA parent, improving upon Myosaur when it swaps out. PHORUSAURA has access to Superior Strike, Swap and Stun, Instant Rampage, Rampage and Run. Its incredible mobility is compounded by being immune to swap prevention. Wow, this is pretty crazy. So, does it have any hints about its stats? Not really. It doesn't hint too much about the stats, but if you look at the multipliers, it got 2 rampages, one being instant rampage, and a swap and stun as well. And it still has Superior Strike, which obviously is still one of the best moves in the game. So yeah, this is pretty crazy. Wait, does it only have like 2 attacks here? So it has Swap and Stun, so that's a passive Swap and Stun. Superior Strike, Instant Rampage, and Rampage and Run. Looks like they're missing one move over here. Superior Strike, Instant Rampage, Rampage Run. Yeah, I don't know why. It seems like they're missing a move here, but it has Sidestep. I didn't see that. So it has Sidestep as well, which is great. It can increase its speed, obviously, so there's that. Also, it's immune to swap prevention, which isn't the best immune to have in the world of all the immunes that you could get. But you know, if you really just want this thing to swap out, then obviously that helps. As you know, if you probably most of the time you would want to swap out, so you get that swap and stun. Even though you sometimes swapping out if you have Rampage and Run probably isn't the best idea, just because you Rampage and Run it doesn't have that terrible of a cooldown, and it really depends on your moveset if you really want that or not. So anyways, moving on. Brontolasmus, this one is an epic hybrid, so they call it a resilient, armored, and shielded epic anti-tank. Anti-tank? Aren't they a tank? What do you get when you merge 2 rhinos together? You get the speed control that you were missing. Resilient Brontolasmus has long defense strike, definite rampage, rending attack, and decelerating rampage. Wow. Alright, I know, really weird cut because I was recording this last night and my camera ran out of battery. So anyways, I went to sleep, charged it, and here we are again. So moving, on from Brontolasmus, we have our next one, our CARBOTOCERATOPS. So CARBOTOCERATOPS is Nasutoceratops plus the CARBONEMYS, right? So it's a legendary hybrid. It's a what? Oh no. Carbo is an epic, so yeah, it makes sense for a legendary. So it has stun, speed control, and distraction in the form of swap and headbutts, pure vulnerability, and distracting strike. Like CARBONEMYS parents, she has access to dig in and devastation. I really don't think dig in is that great of a move. Like the Ceratopsians got obliterated in terms of stuff. Oh, you know what? I'll save that rant for the next part. But it has dig in, devastation, That's, you know, 3 times damage thing, superior vulnerability. So overall, this one looks really strong, especially with superior vulnerability plus devastation that will do a lot of damage, depending on the base stats of it. But, you know, it still has 50% armor, so there's that. Oh, low attack. So, but then again, it does have superior vulnerability to help with that, so shouldn't be that bad. Anyways, moving on. Here we go. Indominus Gen 2. So, I guess we finally got a Indom Gen 2. So anyways, Indom Gen 2, it's a epic self-boosting, fierce anti-tank bruiser with immunity. When I first saw it, I wasn't a huge fan, but who knows how this one will go. Anyways, scientists have been working on improving the Indominus formula by incorporating some of Echo's DNA with the ancestry of Rex Gen 2. With slightly higher speed but the same HP than the Gen 1 revamped parent. Fierce Epic Indominus Gen 2 boasts definite strike, mutual fury, armor, piercing rampage, and cloak like its predecessor. It is immune, has a normal 5% crit chance. So, I mean, here's the thing, like, and the designer talks about this as well. It does like the most damage on one, but like it really isn't that relevant. Like, sure, it does most damage in the whole game, but who cares? It's not that relevant, right? So it does say it has a bit more damage than its or a bit more speed than its predecessor. So it actually might work in its favor, because if it like has, say, 111 speed and then a mutual fury, that increases its speed up as well. So then the cloaked rampage, you know, you might not get killed before you pull that up, because here's the thing, if you really want to go for the mutual fury thing, you'll have to go like turn 1 mutual fury, turn 2 cloak, and then turn 3 armor piercing rampage, right? So the biggest problem here is if you get hit, you will die. But then again, you only have like 1, well, you have 2 turns, because turn 1 you're gonna get hit no matter what, right? So I really don't know. I really think Indominus Gen 2 is kind of bad. Because turn 1 you're gonna get hit. If you're using mutual fury, you're gonna get hit. And then turn 2 you're gonna cloak, you're gonna be faster, they're gonna hit you with a 50% fierce boost. So if they actually land the hit, it's gonna hurt. If it doesn't land the hit, it's still gonna hurt. So or yeah, you know, even if you dodge it, you're still taking a decent amount of damage there, right? Still. So I don't know. This is weird. So that's Indom Gen 2. Moving on, Thylacotator. So this is a marsupial lion plus Zoocotator. This is the one hybrid I saw the earliest, actually, with the beta stuff. So this one, marsupial lion Zoocotator, it's a fierce epic super hybrid. This kit really doesn't make too much sense to me. With access to Spirity Strike, Deliberate Prowl, Rending, Takedown, Lethal Wound, Thylacotator is sure to bring the hurt. Okay, with attributes quite similar to those of marsupial lion, Thylacotator trades some crit chance in order to bring in swap and distraction, and is immune to stuns. I mean, it's not bad at face value. Spirit Strike, these are all great moves. Deliberate Prowl is not that great. I mean, it's not terrible either, but then, you know. Rending Takedown is okay. Here's the thing, like, Rending Takedown plus Lethal Wound, that's a kill, right? Lethal Wound turn 1, Rending Takedown turn 2, that's a kill. So, I guess there's that. It's immune to stuns is nice. Swap and distraction, like, as long as it... I mean, if only it got, like, immune to distraction, this would be much better. Because that will all but guarantee a turn 2 kill if you don't die on turn 2. Which could be an issue, right? But otherwise, you know, it looks pretty good. Moving on, SMILONEMYS. Here's our unique for this patch. So, ultimate combination of 3 epic creatures. I don't know what this actually means. It could either mean like it's SMILODON plus Packy plus CARBONEMYS, or it could be SMILOCEPHALODON plus CARBONEMYS, but they like worded it weirdly. So there's that possibility as well. So let's read this. The unique SMILONEMYS is perhaps one of the most efficient, resilient creatures in the game. It has speed, shield, mobility, distraction, evasion, and armor. SMILONEMYS has access to long defense strike, deliberate prowl, precise pounce, and impact and run. Like the Pachycephalosaurus ancestor, it comes in with a stunning headbutt, with its swap and stun with an attack value of 1.5k and 50% armor. Bulky SMILONEMYS is poised to shake up the arena. So, here's the thing. It has 50% armor. 1.5k damage. It has a pounce, that's a 2 times multiplier and a 1.5 times multiplier with impact burn. So has deliberate prowl if you really want to boost that up still. Also has long defense strike. So you're giving it shields. This thing looks absolutely broken at face value. Sure, it's probably not gonna have too much speed, but like, who the heck cares? Like, who the heck cares? Speed is whatever, right? If like not when you have like 50% armor, you got a shield, pounce, that's distract. Yeah, this thing, looking at it right now, it seems incredibly broken. So there's that. Moving on, Indom Gen 2. So I don't know. Let's read over this. You want a distraction effect with your Indoraptor with access to quality raptor DNA. Indominus Gen 2's ancestry is mixed with that of blue. So we finally got that blue thing. In order to create a legendary super hybrid, the beauty is a solid example of the fact that the rarity of the components are sometimes better than the resulting rarity of the creatures, surpassing the Gen 1 equivalent in some ways, with attributes that are quite similar to the Indoraptors, as Gen 2 is equipped with extremely powerful, not always accessible, cautious strike. Merely using this attack every turn can make her into quite an annoying adversary unless your opponent is immune. So, by the way, for those who don't know, cautious strike is basically like a slightly better minimal speed up strike, if I remember correctly. So yeah, what it does is it cleanse self, increased speed 10% for 2 turns, and 50% chance to dodge, and 1 times damage. So it's basically minimal speed up with cleanse, and also dodge. So there's that. Moving on. What else we got? Let's see. Cautious strike. Merely use this attack every turn can make her an annoying adversary. We already read that. Furthermore, she can evade for even longer periods of time with evasive stance. Well, Indoraptor has that. Anyways, bring on the pain with definite rampage and make everyone ferocious with mutual fury. Indom Gen 2 is immune to distraction and immune to stuns. So mutual fury on Indom Gen 2 actually isn't as great as it is on Indom Gen 2, just because of the fact that, you know, Indo already has a better speed boosting move with cautious strike. Mutual fury, sure, it still gets you the damage boost, but like if you want to use mutual fury, then you're probably not gonna use cautious strike because that would be terrible. You'll have to use mutual fury first. So I don't know. This Indoraptor Gen 2's kit is really weird. It's immune to distraction, immune to stuns, which helps it a lot. Which that's usually what really kills Indom Gen 1. Well, Indom Gen 1 got a buff as well, so it got this as well. But you know, it obviously helps it a lot here. So, anyways. That's Indom Gen 2, and with that, I think that's all we got to cover in this video. Basically, we got, you know, a few new dinos, 5 new dinos, 3 if you take out Allo Gen 2 and also the Battle of Big Rock Dinos, and then what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new hybrids. We got story mode coming, some sanctuary updates, world exploration updates, as almost every patch we do. So yeah, again, that's gonna be it for this one. Let me know what you guys think about the new creatures and all the new hybrids in the comments down below. I personally don't think Indom Gen 2 or Indoraptor Gen 2 is that strong, but like they look cool, and like it's Indo and Indom Gen 2, so that's pretty hype. So anyways, again, let me know what you guys think about this patch down below, and as always, I will have a separate part 2 video going over all the battle aspects of this update and stuff, all the creature balancing, because that's a long list of stuff we have to go through. This patch has a lot of creature balancing stuff that you don't want to miss. So anyways, if you guys aren't subscribed, please, consider subscribing just to get those videos. And also, as soon as this patch drops, I will have Dino Showcase videos for you guys ready. So again, subscribe if you got a new channel, turn on notifications to get them as soon as possible. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in a bit in part 2 of the 1.9 patch notes.